Righty guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the Ironman. Last video, we made some decent progress and we got some pretty hefty upgrades. Some of those require some combat to truly shine, others just require some humble U-logs. The plan for this video will be to put both to use, I suppose. I'm going to be doing a combination of Wintertodt and TOA. The main goal will be to get 100 additional expert raids completed, kind of seeing if we can document ourselves getting a shadow or even a Missouri top would be nice. I'm also still going for the Phoenix pet itself, so we're currently sitting at about 19 million firemaking experience, and I'm hoping to get around 1,000 permits that I can use at the end of the video. We'll see how we go. TOA, of course, will probably take most of my attention, and my main focus will be using my new gear upgrades that I got at the Doom Boss and seeing how they function at TOA. When I feel like AFKing, I guess I'll come back to Wintertodt and kind of stock up on some of those permits. So without further ado, that is the game plan. Let's get stuck into it. To be at the stage of the game where every single upgrade seems to make a massive difference, to come back to TOA knowing that I have 3 insane huge improvements, it's a good feeling. We're going to make some changes around to the TOA gear here. Most importantly, the Trident of the Swamp. It'll be replaced with the Eye of Ayak. I did notice when I was getting this setup together, the eye from the Hydra, remarkably similar to the one from the Ayak. I don't know if there is a relationship between those two, but moving right along. Confliction Gauntlets, aka the mini penguins. I'm going to have to hook these up with the blue tag here. I like to split things up so in my peripheral vision I kind of know what I need to do without needing to pay too much of attention. I recall seeing others have similar setups with the outline, and I never really understood it, but now I get it. It's kind of necessary. It's not absolutely mandatory, but damn, is it a nice quality of life. I also had to recharge my blowpipe. This thing had 200 scales remaining, so it was a good thing I checked, but this will be the new setup we've got here. Of course, the Avernic treads, but we don't need to tag those with any color, because those are, of course, best in slot for every single style. But anyway, I need to stop yapping. I really want to try out this gear over in TOA. Hopefully it can translate to a bit of luck. But all in all, I'm just kind of keen to try things out, so let's give it a crack. That bodes well. I walk into the Zabak room, get my BGS off. It's a 61, by the way. First hit with the Bofar, a new max hit of 50. Although, whilst doing the monkey rooms, I noticed that the Eye of the Ayak, it doesn't one-shot the melee creeps. I don't know why the word creep came to mind. I haven't played Dota in forever. But that little interaction where I can't one-shot them might be a downside to the Eye. It may be possible with multiple gear switches that I can one-shot them, but I do recall using the Trident and being able to one-shot them. But we'll see, early days. It is nice to hit a 50 with a Bofar. I still need to get Rigor. I really do wonder what my max hit would be if I got that prayer unlocked. Definitely feeling like a bit of a rust bucket at the moment, but I didn't die. That's actually a lie. I didn't die on this phase, I died at Kefri. I trapped myself in a box of shit. Let's see if the first raid of the day can be a bit productive. No expectations at all, but you know, I'm always down for a bit of a surprise. But to the surprise of nobody, that is not a purple light. I honestly feel like it's going to be easier to get a purple than it will be to get a yellow, I guess you could call it. But I think I'll definitely have to do quite a few more raids to get used to things again. I just feel so damn rusty. It's been so long. And the content I've been doing has been quite dissimilar from TOA, that all my muscle memory is just for all the wrong things that I need right now. So I think I'll grind a few more of these, try and get my mojo back and see what happens from there. No way. Definitely didn't expect to get a purple this soon into the grind. I've done 7 TOAs, so this is definitely ahead of schedule. For a refresher, all we are missing is the shadow as well as the Missouri top. So if this sarcophagus could be so kind, that is the 2 drops that I'm going for. But hey, I didn't have to work very hard to get this purple, so I'm not going to be super disappointed if it doesn't result in anything productive. But it is my 2nd Osmondton's Fang and my 10th Jewel of the Sun. I'm not too sure. 9th. Slightly incorrect, but it's about time we got ourselves another Fang. If we check in with the collection log, it's very apparent that we are very much biased towards the light bearers at this point, but hey, 7 chests for a purple, I'll be happy if I can replicate that again. Definitely good for the morale boost, that is for sure. I'm not even close to being fatigued at this content right now, so to get it this early, that's a nice omen. It's kind of funny that if you are dry at TOA, you feel a sense of relief when you find a purple, but if you don't allow yourself to get to that dry point, Not that you really have much of a choice. Your brain hasn't depreciated that much in kind of capacity, and you can actually feel excitement for once. So that was a nice change in pace. We've also managed to clear a new personal best at being 25 minutes to complete an expert raid, which, to be honest, I'm pretty happy with. The Eye of Ayak is cleaning house all around the board. I don't realistically know where it's best. I don't know if it's the most effective thing at the obelisk. It does have some freakishly quick clears. I don't know if it's consistent though. That's the only downside that I'm unaware of. It definitely is convenient to just go straight into the next phase though without needing to switch back into your mage gear. But we also hit 40 million experience in the strength skill, celebrating promptly by killing myself down that beautiful black hole. Fantastic stuff really, but really the name of the game at the moment is speeding up my raids and just trying to find out where exactly the Eye of Ayak really does work best. And to be honest, I don't know entirely. All I know is that my average raid time is going down, and I'm not entirely sure why. All I know is that the Ayak is an absolute beast in the Akka room. I don't know if it's the most effective opening. The APM might be worth the investment. But when it comes to all three of my combat styles, especially in Akka, I feel like I'm pretty well set. So no matter if I'm using the Bofa, if I'm using my melee setup, and now if I'm using my mage gear, it all feels pretty comfy. We've now cleared over 300 Expert TOAs, nothing super great to celebrate in the end of that, but there is the total log that we've received. But who knows how much our raid log could improve by merely opening one additional purple chest. I get more excited that a key's not there than I do for the purple itself. 301 KC, that is what, 15 kills since the previous? 18, according to my dry tracker. Not too bad at all. Let's see what's inside. It's kind of weird, when I get myself a purple, I don't get excited. I don't have the belief that it could ever be something spectacular, but I'm going to keep opening these and maybe inevitably one day it'll be something special, but I don't know, I'm always skeptical to see what is inside, but it is always exciting nonetheless. So let's see what we've got. You're kidding. Another Fang. I guess there's a bit of an RNG bounce back going on right now. Anyway, there is Fang number 3. If only it was this easy the first time around. I just spent my entire day mining. I think I've recovered most of what I lost from the Doom boss, at least when it comes to amethyst arrow tips, but the amount of time that I do spend here mining, it feels like a massive waste that I don't have the Varrock armor. I've probably done several million experience here without that armor piece. I don't exactly know what I need to do diary-wise to obtain it. All I know for sure is that I probably have the skills necessary to make it happen, so if this doesn't look too annoying, I might do that now. If not, I'm going to procrastinate that further and continue mining, but I guess the next clip will dictate whether or not I was lazy. Once, I'm doing the responsible thing. I should have done this many, many months ago, but here we are. I found out there is a strawberry spawn in the location that I'm heading, and that is the one bottleneck I have to making a summer pie. It's kind of crazy how I can feel like a new account all over again just by some random thing like this. I have to run around the map like a chicken with its head cut off because I don't know how this game works. But I see a red dot in the distance and I'm hoping that is the blessed strawberry spawn that the wiki has promised me that is there. What a beautiful place. Now I can combine all my components here. What on earth have I just done? Okay, so I'm going to have to hop worlds. I went and tried to add the watermelon and the strawberry to that pie, and turns out I've screwed the pooch. This is not how you make a summer pie. This is how you make an apple pie. What was I saying about feeling like I'm new to the game again? And if you also have never made a summer pie, or you have in the past and you just forget, I think we start with the strawberry and then we add the watermelon to it from there. Once those two are in, we can buy ourselves another apple and add that as the apple on top, so to speak. Boom. I now have a raw summer pie. I can head to Varrock, the cooking guild specifically, and I can now cook this bloody thing. You gotta admit though, surely there's like a prompt, you know? It just doesn't instantly make an apple pie. If you've got the ability to make a summer pie in your inventory, surely there's like a, you know, an interface. I think I do need to be coddled. I can't trust myself without these barriers that hold me back from pure self-destruction. I think the max cape should count as a cooking cape. There's no way I burn this thing. I just need closure. I need to see a summer pie cooked. Task complete. Okay, rune darts have been created. I always like looking for an excuse to use the Ring of the Elements. It's one of my favorite items in the game. It's kind of like low-key amazing, so yet another reason why Guardians of the Rift is pretty good, I suppose. And despite having issues, to put it lightly, with making summer pies, there's something about just having every stat at 99 when doing achievement diaries. It almost feels like I'm playing on like a JMod account and everything's just buffed and I can just go ahead and do everything. Normally you're kind of doing these tasks by the skin of your teeth. You'll be doing random skill boosting just to be able to meet a requirement, but yeah, none of that around here. No thought process whatsoever needs to go into what I need to do to get a certain stat to a certain place. I can just kind of run around and make it happen back to back. I had no idea any of these diaries had 20 steps to them, but I imagine that would be the longest. A 20-stage achievement diary stat. I've seen like 5. Maybe 5 is the highest I've seen, but the last one I'll need to do is make a couple of earth runes. And coincidentally, I've just got the ring that will teleport me there nice and immediately. I think I don't need a talisman as well to get into the altar. The diary cape, or the rune crafting cape, I should say, seems to allow me access, which makes sense. But hopefully 28 isn't necessary. It's just 100 total. I imagine that will do it. 27 inventory spots is all we need. And with that, the Varrock tasks are all complete. I just need to go consult Toby to get that much needed chest piece that I've been missing for way too long. But I guess the blessing of being 99 everything is also a little bit of a curse when you get to the antique lamps, because you don't really value them as much. But all in all, 50,000 hurdler experience. Whether or not I've got 15 million experience in the skill, it still feels pretty good to get. But definitely need this Varrock armor here, because yeah, there is no way in hell I'm getting Prospect Eye. Just motherload mine, dude. It is just not my vibe at all. And this will definitely increase how much amethyst I'm able to mine. I guess achievement diaries are kind of a bit like questing. Once you do one, you're kind of more likely to do another. This time, we're going to use the KQ head that we got a couple of episodes ago. I'm going to finish off the Desert Elite Diary whilst I'm here. First of all, I just need to learn how to actually make this happen. Interesting, you get the option to take experience or not. That is a massive looking head. I think once I have a conversation with this bug, I will be done. Strange achievement diary task, but anyway. We now have the ability to get our final Desert Elite complete. Because, yeah, this Desert Amulet only having like 1 teleport a day, that ain't it. And I think too, on a slightly separate note, because sailing will be coming out very, very soon, I want to get as much done as I can with the max cape as possible. This cape has a lot of utility, and I'm going to lose it pretty soon. And I've made 0 preparations for that skill, so once I lose my max cape, I feel like I only just got the bloody thing, but once I lose it, I'm not going to have it back for a long period of time. With that said, maybe I should be holding these XP lamps. If this can be put in the bank, I might have myself a little bit of a little boost to my skilling in the future, but oh dude, if I had the foresight to think about this, I really could have saved this for sailing. I still have a couple of elites left to be done. I might leave those sit at the moment, and it might be able to kind of give me a little bit of a jump start with sailing. I'm so sad I can't bank that, because that is 100,000 experience now that I could have put into that skill if I had the foresight to do so. Oh well, the perks of having these things are definitely valuable, so there is still a few weeks until sailing comes out, so hopefully I can reap the benefits of these diaries being completed, and it can offset the minor depression that I've just given myself. So a system update just went through. It is the 5th of November. And I've noticed that if you check in with the world map, we have our first in-game glimpses of sailing. It's not exactly a glimpse, it's more of a stop, stare, and look at all of this shit. Because the sea has been opened up entirely. I really do wish I could zoom my camera out more. This is crazy, but I'm sure by the time you see this video, this will not be novel to you whatsoever. But in this moment, it is kind of special. It's a bit surreal to know that RuneScape is going to be changing quite significantly. So, a lot to come in the up and coming weeks. We'll see how sailing goes. I still need to prepare for that skill, because I'm definitely far behind in that department. Now, I don't generally play in the resizable game mode client, but I think for this, it is definitely worth it. The scale of sailing is just kind of hitting me right now, and there's just a bunch of different oceans and craziness. I wonder if this untamed ocean will be like related to the wilderness. I think wilderness like sailing battles, that I don't know. This is some alternate universe level shit. It's I don't know. I've looked very little into sailing at all, so my imagination has kind of taken hold of everything that's going on. But yeah, man, exciting times. You'll be able to watch people as you play pest control. They can kind of just sail by. I really hope that's a thing. That'll be insane. But yeah, I'm actually excited for this. I've been quite skeptical of the skill itself, and I've invested zero time into investigating how good or bad it may be. But in this moment, I don't know, it kind of looks promising. A lot going on around the map, so we'll see how it goes, I suppose. Got to wait a couple more weeks, though. It may surprise you, but I've not turned on my OBS to record the fact that I've got 8 Raynar seeds, although that is pretty good. The reason why I have turned it on is that this skills menu is the biggest head spin of all time. I feel like I'm in some alternate reality. This, I guess, is the reality that I'm going to have to slowly but surely accustomize myself to. It's just very, very strange looking. I think I've kind of like low-key decided I'm going to put zero preparation into sailing. I'm seeing like that is the big buzz at the moment. Prepare for sailing. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait until that skill comes out, and then I'm going to drown in the water because I didn't prepare anything at all. I don't know. I think it'll be fun. It'll be more interesting, and I'm not going to like build a bunch of resources that I don't need. I'm not going to get 15,000 oak planks and then find out that they're only useful for the first 30 levels. I'm just going to go in blind and see what happens. But to see this skill in the menu tab like this, it is kind of cool. You kind of see everything as it is. None of this makes sense. This is just kind of like almost like AI. It might as well just be completely fake. None of these items or words mean anything to me. Like, what does the word shipwrecks even mean? Who even knows? Alright, BGS managed to actually deal some damage for P4 there, but there is raid number 50 of the video. Don't waste no time here. Getting straight into the crystal, zooming right out. I think even if I get everything that I need, Missouri top, shadow, I'm going to do 100 raids regardless. So this marks the halfway mark, and let's see, what can we be celebrated with? Fantastic. Sharks and potato cactus, and some super strength potions. It'd actually be nice if they were super strength potions. I still don't know what coconut milk is even used for, but whatever. We'll chuck it in the bank. Currently around 20-something raids dry, I think it is. And even though my RNG was pretty good at the start of the video, I'm definitely feeling like I need to see a purple sometime soon. I'm very sad. Wait, what? It actually died. I'm less sad. I'm confused. That is the first time that has ever happened to me. I'll take it, I guess. Well, that double death at Zabak did throw me off a little bit. The main reason, well, I'm in the stink at the moment. I probably should have used better phrasing, but whatever. I'm 51 raids dry, and I'm not looking forward to see what is at the end of this corridor. I promise you, I've not looked, so this could definitely be a white. It would be nice if it wasn't, but I'm looking to break the streak. Considering I'm trying to do 100 raids in this video, to have over 50 of them be dry, a little concerning, but I guess it is kind of due. The double fang drop, I suppose, kind of set me up to fail later down the line, but I think we're definitely due for a drop at this point, and hopefully we can get a third purple before the 100, otherwise I'll be even sadder still. I went and sent one more raid after that previous one. I got cactus and gold bars, hooray. But I also did a bit of math, and according to the calculator on the wiki, set at the raid level that I do, aka 300, with the invocations that I run, turns out this is a 1 in 580 drop rate, which honestly ain't too bad. I like cruising at the 300s. It really does seem to be the sweet spot for me. I can do 350s, but it takes more than 20% longer to complete, so I'm content, I'm happy, but I was also surprised to know that 1 in 580 was the drop rate that I'm contending with. Now obviously, if I go dry, that's going to suck asshole, but at the same time, the drop rate ain't too bad considering how kind of relaxed this is, I suppose. Like, I'm pretty confident in the future once I start doing, 4 500s, this will feel like a silly thing I did in the past, but in the time that I'm currently spending at TOA, it ain't so bad. I think partly too, because I can't play the game a whole lot. It's kind of like, I don't have the opportunity to realistically burn out from playing, so just doing a few raids every single day, just slowly but surely trickling up that kill count. We'll get there, eventually. I think I'm at a new record, not gonna lie. I'm 62 raids dry right now. If this one goes dry as well, that'll be 63. If this isn't my longest dry streak, it's bloody close to it. We've got 13 raids left until we've completed 100. Kind of at the point where I don't really care if it's 150 try. I would like a third purple though before I'm done with this. I feel like I can't close this chapter until I see a purple, but will it be that? No, I see that damn thing in there. One of these days, maybe I'll get a pet. Who knows? I think you can still get a pet and not get a purple, so even though I see this in here, who knows? Maybe I can still get something special, but 13 raids left to go. If we get to the collection log, what is it looking like? Kill counts are just slowly trickling in. I don't know what it is, but just seeing this number go higher and higher is pretty good. I kind of like the format of a video of giving myself that pressure to get 100 raids in. It's a lot of raids to do in the grand scheme of things, and it's nice to just have fat chunks of them done here or there. So, I don't know, I like the objective of the video, but yeah, it'd just be nice if it was a little more fruitful. But maybe if things at TOA, they don't go so well, I can fall back onto Wintertodt and maybe get something there instead. We shall see. Well, 67 raids later. Can you see it at the top of the screen there? There is a little tinge of a color I've not seen in quite a long time. I've been seeing a lot of posts where people are getting shadows lately. I even saw somebody get one in a back-to-back. They were doing 300s as well. While I open this purple, I'm going to do it from the backside here. I don't know what the tech is, but the thought process behind rotating it like this is that the only thing that will poke out the sides would be a shadow. And I think this is a very interesting dynamic to try and introduce. I'm not seeing anything. I can see it in the chat box. Good God, I just got my third Fang in a row. This game, man, this game. There is Fang 3 for the video. I still have 9 more KC to go to hit my target. So who knows, maybe we can get a fourth one. I guess we'll find out. Although, I don't know if I'm going to keep going from the backside here. I think it's, I don't know, man. We get so bored as a community. We find little ways to make things more interesting. I don't know if this is one that I'm going to keep doing. Maybe it'll increase my luck. Maybe I'm delusional. Oh, damn. That was pretty quick. 4 more raids to go after this one. And if we can do all 4 in that sort of time, it'll be over pretty quick. But nothing more than just the new PB. This is what I'm talking about though, the 300s. They're just so fast. So the lost potential of loot is kind of, you make up for it by being super duper speedy. We have 3 kills left until we're finished, and hopefully I don't kill myself trying to document this one. 374, 2 more to round off the 100. I'm going to document all 3 and hopefully the recording process gives me an RNG boost. I'm getting more and more superstitious as I go along. But let's waste no time. White is the answer to what is at the end of the corridor. We have 2 more attempts remaining. I think I'm approximately 4 times more likely to kill myself while trying to commentate at the end of a run there. But again, we've made it through the final end of a raid. This is the second last one. I feel free and I'm not even done yet to set a goal and to achieve it, even though it doesn't guarantee anything purple-wise. I don't know, I feel like I'm at the very end of a journey, and only one raid separates me from completing it. Nice little tactically waiting until the entire thing is dead so I don't accidentally kill myself, take no damage in the process, thank you very much. But this will be the triple-digit raid, 100 in this video. And I swear, if this could be a shadow, I think I would just glaze TOA as the best raid of all time for the rest of my life. But it's up to you, Jagex. What's it going to be? That is not a purple light. But at the very least, I've done all the raids I set out to do. So that's an accomplishment nonetheless. I feel I can finally relax again. Wintertodt has been my little safe space, my home away from home in between TOA runs this video. I've got 3 things that I'm able to document because of this, the first of which will happen at the end of this match, and that will be my 1000th kill count for the Wintertodt. So that came in quicker than I anticipated, and coincidentally, we're not too far from milestone number 2, that being 25 million fire-making experience. And I can't help but appreciate the fact that these 2 achievements, well, they're back to back. There is 25 million complete. The third thing I need to knock out of the park right now, well, that requires 32 more rewards, so I'll be right back when those are done. I think out of all the things I did this video, I was least patient about getting that 1000th Wintertodt reward. But it's done now. I can go loot this man's wagon. I've defeated the bank pin final boss, and I don't know what my odds are like, but I'm going to rebind that to be a big search. For some reason, last time I did this, using the big search, it kind of like eventually reverted back to the regular search. I'll have to be on the lookout for that, but I'm going to go ahead and loot as much as this as I possibly can. I'm sure we're going to get quite a few duplicates in my time here. It would be cool if I could get it all in like one inventory, but I don't think that's going to be feasible. So I'm just going to be rapidly putting this into the bank and heading straight back. Of course, the main thing I am going for is indeed the Phoenix Pet. This is not exactly the opening route that I've elected to choose, so the loot from Wintertodt, it isn't super necessary for me at this point. Anything realistically that I get, whether it be seeds, duplicates, whatever, it's really kind of secondary to the primary objective of getting myself a little fiery bird. The farming seeds, they will of course come in nicely, especially the herb ones in particular, not to mention a lot of like the runite ore. Pretty much anything we get might come down to some sort of utility. Even things like mahogany logs, will probably be turning those into planks probably next episode, I dare say, when sailing does indeed drop, and I have to make myself a bunch of new stuff. With that said, I'm going to go pickpockets. I don't know if that's the terminology to use. I'm going to go pick wagon, 850 rewards, and hopefully I get myself a clip where I finally get this damn elusive Phoenix Pet. This is definitely not looking good. I think we're at the halfway mark now. I've got about 500 more to go. I don't know realistically what the drop rate is. I don't know if 1,000 pick wagons is a drop rate that is something that you could typically expect a Phoenix from, but I cannot help but feel like I'm a little bit dry for the bird at this point. I guess the upside is I do enjoy Wintertodt as a whole. Because Jagex have made it so much more AFK, you're getting interrupted less. I find it more of an enjoyable activity. And of course, if I do get the Phoenix Pet, I probably will never return here. So there's a bit of a silver lining. I kind of like training the skill this way, but at the same time, I can't help but feel like I still want to get myself that pet. I hate to say it, but I'm starting to get nervous. We're in the danger zone right now. Sub 100 permits left to go. I don't even think these are called permits, but whatever. I've got less than 100 of them to go. I'm kind of surprised with how many of the duplicate armor pieces I'm getting. Also, the amount of burnt pages is pretty unreal. I think I can convert the extra pieces of the Pyromancer outfit, I think, into perhaps Spirit Tree Seed or Magic Seed, something high value, which is kind of half decent, but yeah, man, this is obviously not the objective I was going for, but I guess TOA had a similar pattern, right? I got my 100 raids done, my 1000 Wintertodt permits done, and by the looks of things, neither of which have really resulted in the outcome that I was shooting for, but I can still be proud of myself that I got the job done, I suppose. And I think what has happened here, once you go beneath a certain level of permits, the big search turns once again into a little baby search. Maybe that's the problem with it, but another piece of the Pyromancer gear. I might do a total tally at the end of this, see how many of each piece that I've obtained. But there is the final reward collected, and man, that is, yeah, bit of a feels bad. But there is my final duplicate standings as they stand. Obviously, I've got the current set that I'm wearing, plus all of these extras, and over 1,000 burnt pages on top of that. But with that said, I guess that's RuneScape in a nutshell. Sometimes RNG burns you in the arse. And in the next video, I think it's time we actually set sailing for real. The skill has been kind of a tease for, I don't know, 15 years at this point, so it's a very surreal moment to reflect on that, and to really contemplate the idea that this is real. This is actually going to happen, and this skill is indeed the next skill that old school RuneScape will adopt. So I shall see you in that next video. Hopefully, if RNG is involved, it goes a little better then. But thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.